Hey there, knowledge seeker. Ready to really level up your tech knowledge with us today?
I think they are.
Yeah. Today we're diving deep, no pun intended, into Adobe's latest earnings report,
Right.
specifically their Q3 2024 performance.
That's a good one.
And let me tell you, it's a wild ride through the world of AI.
Yeah, we're going to break down not just, well, the number, they're impressive, right?
Yeah.
But more importantly, what those numbers tell us about where Adobe is heading with this AI-powered future, you know?
Okay, so first things first. Adobe just wrapped up Q3 of fiscal year 2024.
Yeah.
And the big takeaway, they're not just doing well.
They're crushing it.
Crushing it. We're talking a massive $5.41 billion in revenue,
Wow.
an 11% jump compared to last year. But here's where it gets really interesting.
It's not just about the revenue itself, it's about what's driving that growth. And, spoiler alert, AI. AI is completely woven into their strategy.
And we're seeing that play out across their three main product categories, what Adobe calls their clouds:
Right.
Document Cloud, Creative Cloud, and Experience Cloud. But before we get into those, can you explain what a cloud actually is in this context? It's not like we're talking about fluffy white things in the sky, right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it's a bit more technical than that. When Adobe says cloud, think of it like a network of online tools, services, all connected, working together seamlessly.
Mhm.
It's not just a piece of software you install on your computer, it's a whole ecosystem of tools accessible from anywhere with an internet connection.
Okay, so it's less about the individual products and more about how those products all work together online.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's unpack how this cloud strategy is infused with AI. Starting with something I think we can all relate to, Document Cloud.
Sure.
We're talking about the world of PDFs, Acrobat, all that fun stuff.
Exactly. And Adobe is using AI to transform those PDFs from, like static files into dynamic tools. This is huge for anyone who's ever felt, bogged down by mountains of digital paperwork.
So instead of just reading through endless pages, we can actually have a conversation with our documents.
Precisely. We're talking about asking questions, getting summaries, even comparing information across multiple documents. It's like having a superpowered research assistant at your fingertips.
Okay, now that's what I call putting AI to work.
Right.
But it's not just about making PDFs smarter, right?
Well,
Adobe's also taking aim at the creative process itself with their Creative Cloud. And this is where things get really interesting for anyone who makes content, whether you're a professional designer or just someone who likes to dabble on Canva in your free time.
absolutely. Remember all those AI image generators that took the internet by storm? Adobe is integrating that kind of technology directly into their tools,
Yeah.
but in a way that makes sense for serious creative.
So it's not just about generating any old image. It's about having control, maintaining your style, making sure the final product aligns with your vision.
Precisely. Adobe is empowering creatives to leverage the power of AI without sacrificing their artistic control or the quality of their work.
And Adobe's not stopping at static images. They're bringing this same AI-powered approach to video editing as well, which is poised to completely change the game. But we'll dive into that a bit later.
Right, because before we get lost in the world of AI-generated videos, we need to talk about the technology quietly working behind the scenes to shape our online experiences.
Okay.
Adobe Experience Cloud.
This one feels a little more behind the scenes. What exactly is Experience Cloud all about?
In a nutshell, it's how Adobe helps brands create those super personalized experiences you encounter online.
Okay.
Think targeted ads, product recommendations, even the flow of content you see on a website. It's all part of the Experience Cloud ecosystem.
But isn't every company trying to do that these days? What makes Adobe's approach stand out?
What's interesting here is Adobe's focus on using AI to not just personalize, but to also make the entire process more efficient. We're talking about streamlining content creation, optimizing campaigns in real time, and ultimately delivering a better experience for both the customer and the brand.
So it's less about bombarding people with random ads and more about delivering the right message to the right person at the right time.
Exactly. It's about making those online interactions feel more relevant and less intrusive, and in today's digital landscape, that's a game changer.
Okay, so we've got these three clouds: Document Cloud, Creative Cloud, and Experience Cloud, all powered by AI in different ways.
Yeah.
It sounds like Adobe is betting big on this technology, and it seems to be paying off. But what does it all really mean for the average person? That's what I'm really curious about.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one we're going to unpack in detail as this deep dive continues. It's fascinating how AI is breathing new life into something as seemingly mundane as the PDF. Remember those days of endless scrolling, trying to find that one crucial piece of information buried in like a mountain of digital paper?
Oh, tell me about it. It's
Yeah.
like Adobe just looked at the way we've been using PDFs for decades and said, yeah, we can make that way better.
Exactly. And that's precisely what they're doing with Document Cloud. This isn't just about making PDFs easier to read. It's about fundamentally changing how we interact with information. Imagine having a conversation with a contract, asking it to pull out key dates or like compare itself to another version, highlight the differences.
Wait, seriously,
Yeah.
we can do that now.
That's the power of Adobe's AI assistant, right? It's not just about searching for keywords anymore. You can ask complex questions and get targeted answers all within the document itself. It's like having a research assistant who can instantly analyze and summarize mountains of paperwork.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this could be a game changer, especially for businesses or anyone dealing with a lot of legal documents. But do you have like a real world example of how this is actually playing out?
Yeah, Adobe highlighted how Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS, use this technology to analyze hours of conference videos. They used Adobe Premiere Pro to transcribe the videos, then fed that information into the AI assistant in Acrobat.
So they basically turned hours of video content into easily digestible summaries.
Exactly, and they did it in minutes, not hours or days.
Well,
This technology has the potential to significantly streamline workflows and unlock insights that would have been, totally buried in data before.
that's incredible. It seems like Adobe is really focused on making AI practical, accessible, not just some, cool tech demo. But what about the creative side of things? We touched on Creative Cloud earlier. How is AI changing the game for photographers, designers, videographers?
That's where things get really exciting. Adobe is walking this fascinating line between, pushing creative boundaries with AI while also empowering human artists. And it all starts with ensuring that creatives retain control over their vision.
So we're talking about AI that assists rather than replaces, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, we've all seen what those AI image generators can do. Whip up a photorealistic picture of anything you can imagine. But for professional creatives, it's not just about generating any image. It's about having control, maintaining your style, making sure the final product aligns with your artistic vision.
Exactly, and that's where Adobe's approach really shines. Take Photoshop, their flagship product. They've incorporated a feature called generative fill, which lets you add or remove elements from an image with incredible realism. But the real magic is in the level of control it gives you.
I've seen demos of generative fill, and it's pretty mind-blowing, but how much control do you really have over the results?
It's remarkably nuanced. Like you can use text prompts to describe what you want, sketch over areas to guide the AI, even feed it examples of your own work so it learns your style.
Wow.
You're not just accepting whatever the AI spits out. You're collaborating with it to achieve your vision.
So it's more like having a superpowered assistant who understands your aesthetic than a rogue AI taking over your canvas.
Exactly. And the best part is this isn't limited to Photoshop. Adobe is integrating similar AI features across their entire Creative Cloud suite from Illustrator to Premiere Pro.
Speaking of Premiere Pro, that's one area where Adobe's AI advancements could be truly revolutionary. Imagine being able to extend video clips seamlessly, generate realistic scenes from scratch, or even create entire videos from text prompts.
The possibilities are incredibly exciting. We're talking about faster turnaround times, more dynamic content, and the ability to bring even the most ambitious creative visions to life. And it's not just about making things look cool. It's about giving filmmakers and video editors tools to tell more impactful stories.
This all sounds incredible, but I have to ask, with all this talk about AI, what happens to the human element? Are we all going to be out of jobs soon?
That's a question a lot of people are asking, but I think Adobe CEO Shantanu Narayan put it best when he said that Adobe is focused on amplifying creativity and productivity, not replacing humans altogether.
So it's not about humans versus AI. It's about humans and AI working together.
Precisely. Technology is a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends on the skill and intention of the user. Adobe understands this, and they're building their AI tools to empower, not replace, human creativity.
I love that perspective. So to wrap things up, it seems like Adobe is all in on AI, and they're doing it in a way that feels thoughtful, practical, and even a little bit exciting. What started with smarter PDFs has evolved into a full-blown AI revolution across their entire product line.
Absolutely. And as we've seen throughout this deep dive, it's not just about flashy features. It's about creating tools that help us work smarter, communicate more effectively, and ultimately unleash our full creative potential. Whether we're talking about analyzing documents, designing stunning visuals, or crafting compelling video content, Adobe is pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Adobe's AI-powered future. But here's a final thought for you to ponder. If AI can do all of this now, what will it be capable of a year from now, 5 years from now? The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. Thanks for joining us, and as always, keep seeking knowledge.